My name is Elena Hart, and the last time I saw my mother smile was at my father's funeral. Everyone around her cried, but she stood straight, her lips curved, eyes dry, as if she'd finally won something. I remember gripping my black dress, watching her shake hands with guests, even laugh once. Dad's coffin hadn't even touched the earth, and she was already talking to the lawyer. "I want everything transferred to my name immediately," she said. Then she looked at me. "You'll get what you deserve, Elena. Nothing." Dad and I had always been close. He was calm, patient, kind, the complete opposite of her. He used to say, "Don't fight evil with noise. Just build peace around yourself until they choke on silence." That night, after the guests left, Mom poured herself wine and said, "You can stay here for a week, maybe 2. Then you'll need to move out." I didn't cry. I didn't argue. I just nodded, because I remembered Dad's words. Revenge didn't need rage. It just needed time. A week later, the lawyer called me in. He said, "Your father left something for you, private and personal." Mom tried to act uninterested, but her eyes followed me everywhere. When I returned home holding a sealed envelope, she asked, "What did he say?" I smiled faintly. "Just goodbye." In my room, I opened it. Inside was a note in Dad's handwriting. "Elena, I know your mother will try to erase you. The truth is behind my portrait in the study. Be brave, my heart. You'll know when to act." My chest tightened. That portrait had always been off limits. That night, while Mom was out, I went into his study. The house creaked like it was holding its breath. Behind the frame, there was a small safe. I tried Dad's birthday. Nothing. Then I whispered my own. 0623. Click. Inside were papers, a USB drive, and a folder labeled Hart Industries, Original Will. My fingers trembled. Dad hadn't just trusted me. He had left me everything. The documents showed something shocking. My father had legally transferred all his company shares and property to me 2 months before he died. The signature was clear. Witnesses listed, everything legal, everything real. But at the funeral, Mom had shown a different version, one that made her the sole owner. Which meant only one thing: she'd forged it. I opened the USB drive. There were several video recordings. Dad sitting in his office, weak but steady. "Elena, if this message reaches you, it means the wrong people got my first letter. Don't confront her yet. Just gather evidence. Truth will speak for itself." Tears rolled down my face. I whispered, "I promise, Dad. I'll do it your way," calmly. The next day, I began visiting Hart Industries quietly. The staff respected me. They remembered how Dad used to call me his future. They told me Mom had already started selling company assets, so I decided I'd take back everything. But not through shouting or fighting. Through proof. I followed Mom's steps for weeks, quietly. She was selling Dad's shares to investors under fake documents. One evening, I overheard her call. "Yes, once Elena signs the papers, everything's mine." That night, I pretended to agree. "Sure, Mom," I said. "If you want me to sign something, I'll do it tomorrow." She smiled for the first time since the funeral. I smiled back, because that's what she'd taught me, how to hide cruelty behind politeness. When she handed me the document the next day, I didn't sign it. I took photos of every page instead. Then I went to the lawyer who handled Dad's original will. He looked at me in shock. "These are fake, and your father's true will is already registered." That night, for the first time, I slept peacefully, because now I had proof. A week later, I walked into Hart Industries with a calm smile. People stared, maybe because I looked just like Dad used to, confident and silent. I met the board of directors. I showed them the real will, the proof, and Dad's final video testimony. By the end of that meeting, every share, every right, was mine again. The lawyer filed charges for forgery. Mom was furious. She called me screaming. "How could you do this to your own mother?" I answered quietly. "I didn't. You did this to yourself." That silence that followed was louder than any argument. When the truth came out publicly, Mom's image shattered overnight. The investors backed off. Her friends stopped returning her calls. She showed up at my apartment days later. Makeup smeared, eyes tired. "Elena, please, I just wanted to secure our future," she said. "Our future?" I asked. "Or your control?" She looked down, and for the first time she cried. I didn't yell. I didn't gloat. I just said Dad wanted peace. That's what I'm giving you. Peace, not punishment. Then I walked away. Because revenge isn't about destroying others. It's about freeing yourself. I visited the old house one last time. The air still smelled like Dad's books and Mom's perfume. In his study, I placed the letter back in the safe and added one of my own. "Dad, I kept your promise." The truth is safe now. I locked the safe and walked out. No tears, no anger, just silence. Outside, reporters waited for comments. I smiled and said, "My father's legacy belongs to honesty. Nothing else." Then I drove away, leaving behind everything that once hurt me. Months passed. Hart Industries thrived again, with fair rules and honest leadership. Sometimes I still saw Mom's face on the news, begging forgiveness. But forgiveness doesn't always mean return. I sent her a small note with a monthly allowance, not out of guilt, but respect. Because peace doesn't mean forgetting. It means you've stopped bleeding. Every night, I'd look at the company logo Dad designed and whisper, "I did it, Dad." Without hate, without revenge. And somehow I felt his presence, proud, peaceful, free. One afternoon I received a letter, handwritten. It was from Mom. "Elena, I watched your interview. You look just like your father. I see now that love isn't control. I lost both of you trying to win." I sat quietly for a long time. Then I wrote back, "You didn't lose us, Mom. You just lost the version of me that tolerated lies. I didn't send it. Some truths don't need delivery, just acceptance. Revenge isn't always fire and fury. Sometimes it's quiet, like peace settling after a storm. I stopped proving, stopped defending, stopped explaining. The truth stood tall on its own. Mom and I never rebuilt what we lost. But maybe that was the lesson. You don't always get closure from others. Sometimes closure is just you, walking away stronger. I learned that peace was my father's final gift. And my silence was the loudest revenge of all. If you've ever been betrayed by the people who were supposed to protect you, remember this: you don't have to fight to win. Sometimes peace is the revenge,